Hello, what's up guys? I'm Kyle from KGR, and we're finally getting a Cloud figure that's going to look fantastic for your Smash display. This figure wasn't really announced prior to the pre-order. It was one of those announcement, immediate pre-order, no unpainted prototypes. It is all here and ready to be shown off. So let's take a closer look at it. Now, I found this through my figure collection, so no special shout out to any viewers or anything. However, when viewers do find me some news that I missed out on or anything like that, I give them a nice shout out because I probably wouldn't have found out if it wasn't for them. So a huge thank you to my viewers. But I do want to thank the community anyway for supporting me on this because this is nice. I like having 10K subs and people who share the same passion as I do. But anyway, I'm sorry for rambling. Let's get into this. So as you can tell, this is actually based off the original Final Fantasy VII, not the remake, and this is based on his PS1 design. And that is mostly what we have in Smash Brothers. So even though the face isn't going to match up perfectly, the scale and the design is going to look perfect for your Smash display. If you never heard of Preorders before, Preorders is a line of figures that is made specifically by Square Enix. They've also done Preorders Kai, and I believe it's 1/6 scale, and those ones are much bigger, but Preorders is their smaller line, and stupidly expensive anyway. They've mostly done Kingdom Hearts 3 figures. They've done some other Final Fantasy. They've done World Ends With You, Nier. Some of my favorite Final Fantasy ones they've made actually are ones based off Final Fantasy 9, because Final Fantasy 9 barely got any merchandise. And there's other ones in there as well, but I can't remember. Point is, they show some PS1 some love, and it's really nice. So, we're getting a PS1 version of Cloud. No Squall yet, but this still looks so good. Now let's take a look at all these pictures. For some reason they give us 2 of this picture, but let's move on. This is gonna be one of the poses that he's gonna be in. It looks so good. I love this. And as you can tell by the design of the sword, this is definitely the PS1 version of the Buster Sword, because the Buster Sword has quite a few different redesigns over the years, whether it be through Crisis Core or Final Fantasy VII Remake. And you can see a sneak peek on how the joints are going to look like on his knee. I'm kind of mixed on that. I'm a little mixed on how the eyes are painted on as well. Like, the way they're shaped, that's fine. It works. But my main concern is, like, here, I've collected most of the Kingdom Hearts Preorders. I have every character, at least. Not every figure, but every character. I noticed over the years, especially recently, they've painted the eyes somewhat differently. Sometimes they'll just have a nice matte finish. Sometimes it'll have a glossy finish. Sometimes it's overly glossy, so it's kind of distracting. It's mainly my Sora figure that I have that's really glossy like that. And the quality on Square figures in general, not just Preorders, but even Preorders Kai is guilty of this. Their quality is very hit and miss. So this is one of those figures I would typically recommend waiting until reviews come out before you pre-order and buy this figure. Because I also have a couple other figures. I have a Neku from World Ends With You, the first one, not the animated version, and there's also a Kairi from Kingdom Hearts 3, and I noticed both of those figures are very skinny and very brittle, and sometimes their joints fall apart pretty similarly to how the Jazzwares figures of Sonic, those elbows or knees, how they would just start to tear apart and get off the joint and just fall off, you know? Those elbows and wrists are built that exact way. So be careful. Buyer beware on this guy. But I say that, but he still looks so good. And even though I say I recommend waiting on this figure before actually buying it, I'm going to take the risk because, one, I love him and I want to do a review on him. Or for reason number 2, for some of you might be following this as well, you just want a Cloud that looks good with your Smash display. It don't matter. And here's another picture right here, and as you can tell, we're not really changing faces here, because, but this one, oh, I like that one. That one looks really good. But as you can tell right here, this is everything you get, including Cloud with his standard face and his fists. We get gripping hands, open hands, the Buster Sword, as well as a peg. Now, this peg is going to be for the Buster Sword to peg into his back most likely, because the Preorders Kai does the exact same thing. And this is a closer look on how the Buster Sword looks, as well as his hands and the peg. And this is, oh, I love this so much. Now, I want to ask you guys a quick question of the day. Which Final Fantasy do you prefer? Do you prefer the original or the remake? Personally, I never grew up with the PS1 version. However, I did play it a little bit, but I immediately fell in love with the remake as soon as I started playing it. And I've done 2 playthroughs on that game already, and I am super excited for the Crisis Core remake and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. But that's all the pictures that we got so far. The release date on this guy it's actually coming out in November of next year. So if the price intimidates you, which we'll get into that soon, you do have quite a bit to save up for this guy. Now, prices are going to vary depending on where you get this guy. As of right now, I've only found a couple of pre-orders, but any other pre-orders I'll find will be in the description right below that like and subscribe button. So one of the first places that I've noticed was the Square Enix store, which they're charging $130 for, which that's a little excessive. I'll find you some better options, but this one does come from America for the most part, so like it'll be like no shipping since it's past $100, and it's just easy. You don't have to worry about ordering from other countries, but they're going to be releasing it around the same time, hopefully, if this thing doesn't get delayed. Now, sometimes there's special editions of this figure where Square Enix will have an exclusive version where it'll come with like a separate head or something, because we've gotten another Bring Arts Cloud before based on his look in Kingdom Hearts 1, and that had a separate head where his eyes are closing. Sadly, we don't get that here. We get another version of it, which I'll cover in another video because I'm very upset by it. But the next one I found is from HobbyLink Japan. They want a little over $100 for that. This is one of those websites where once the pre-order sells out, for the most part, that's it from what I've seen. And I love their description. This is a posable action figure. I sure hope so, because I don't like non-posable figures. I like action figures. But the one that I noticed had the cheapest price so far is $86.57 over at Nin Game. Now, Nin Game is pretty new to some people because they rebranded their website from Nippon Yasan to this, and there's mixed reviews online. But I've pre-ordered from these people before. I've actually bought the Naruto figures as well as the SH Figure Arts Buzz Lightyear from these people. This is a website that you can trust. And by the way, this is not sponsored by them. I know you got mixed reviews, so I'm just trying to like make you feel a little bit better about shopping on this site. The only thing I don't like about this site is that like canceling figure pre-orders kind of sucks. Like they don't make it easy. You gotta contact customer service to cancel a pre-order. It's a little annoying, but okay. But anyway, if you want to see a review on it, make sure you like and subscribe, because I want to know how much you want to see a review from the likes. And 2, when I do that review, if you subscribe, you're gonna see it. But I am definitely picking it up, this figure, as soon as I can. So we gotta wait a whole nother year, but we're gonna do it. But if you do want to wait on this, wait until it hits like Amazon or the Nin Game or Square Enix store. If they have it in stock, buy it later. This is one I would mostly recommend waiting for a review to come out before you buy it, because Square's figures are just so hit and miss in quality. But that's it for this video. So if you're new and you like what you saw, you know what to do. In the description is going to be my social media. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, where I do action figure photography, that'd be really sick. Or if you want to talk to me about action figures, subscribe, because I do live streams and I love talking about action figures. But anyway, thank you for watching. I love you guys to death, and I'll see you in the next one. So peace.